Here's my very first find at the old ferryman's house. It's the partial barrel of a toy revolver. Probably won't have any names on this little section, but one of the rest of the it'll be a little cap gun, probably 1920s to 50s style cap gun. Well, that's a nice encouraging find, straight up. We're doing alright here. We just got a 303 hole, and I just got this, which looks like either a switch surround or a gas lamp part. Definitely a house here. Tell you what, the kids had a lot of fun down here near the river. This is cap gun number 2. It's only a little one by scale as my hand. Unfortunately it's in pieces. The trigger guard, I saw that come out too. It's in here somewhere. It was all fragmented. But another lead alloy or alloy cap gun from the 20s. Well, this is an interesting piece of history. These two posts, old hardwood posts with the bolt holes in them, where the original ferry cables ran down through this scrub here into the river. We'll go down and have a look at the river in a minute. It's obviously overgrown. It was quite clear back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So it was a cable ferry, just for people. It wasn't for animals or vehicles or sulkies. They were just little punts. So the little punts would just take the people to the other side of the river, and this is where the cables were attached to the bank. So the ferryman could pull the ferry across on the cables. So on the other side, I'll get around there in another video, and we'll look at it from the other side of the river and see what infrastructure is left over there. But these are two of the original posts for the cable ferry. Okay, I've just wandered down to the river to have a look at it. Obviously that's the river. The cable crossing is about there where I'm pointing, about 50 metres upstream from here. I haven't been over that other side yet to have a look. As you can see, the bank's quite vegetated now after all these years. No one crosses the river here anymore, but it was a very busy spot when the cable ferry was running. Okay, I'm going to go live with this one at the point of the pick there. A really solid, consistent 80. Very shallow. Too well within pinpointer range. So get some of this mulch and topsoil off, see what we got. Still down there. Just check that with the snake coil so you can hear the audio on the Pro. Very clean and tidy and tight. And it looks more like we've got a toothpaste tube. It's an old not sure what brand it is, but that's probably 1950s. There's my next reportable find. You can see the river down there just through those grove of trees. And here's the find. It's part of a harmonica reed. That was a nice high 60s tone. I've been digging everything in the high 60s so far. It's the first visit to the site, bit of a recon really. See what comes out of the place, and then start digging lower numbers as we go. Okay, I just got my first coin from the old ferryman's house site, and it looks to be silver. Let's have a look at it. It's beautifully embedded in this clay ball here. Looks like a sixpence. It was a 70-71, so it'll be really interesting to see what it is. I can see it's a silver sixpence, but that's a low number, so it could be 50%. We'll yeah, that's beautiful the way that's stuck in that clay ball. So it came out of the black soil clay. So let's bust him out and find out what date it is. So this is our first coin from the old ferryman's house site at the cable ferry crossing. Okay, here we go with the reveal. Let's wiggle him out there. Well, it's a sixpence size object. I'll just give it a bush clean and we'll get a date off it. Yep, milled edge, definitely silver. Nice. Okay, there's the coin. I think it's a 60 something, so it will be a 50% silver sixpence. So that postdates the use of the site as a cable ferry, which closed after World War II, directly after World War II. But I've had to retreat into the shade and have a bit of a break because the camera kept shutting down. It was too hot. I've had the same trouble with the GoPro. It's also too hot for the GoPro. It keeps shutting down to protect the camera. This one here's a W300, and it just gave me the same message. I tried to turn it on. Camera being shut down to protect camera. Too hot. So hunting in the summer's not easy here, but what I'll do, I'll park the camera under a tree in the shade. There's not much breeze, you see, and there's a high humidity. Camera doesn't like that at all. Probably need to bring a bucket of water to dip the camera in every now and then. Anyway, that's a nice coin to get out of the old ferry site, not directly related to the use of the site as a cable ferry terminal. Well, I'm back again. It's been about 3 weeks since those last two scenes where you saw me find that silver sixpence and the old cap gun at the ferry house, or the ferry crossing. That was in the middle of the drought, the end of the drought. We've had an absolute ton of rain since then. Have a look at this. That's where those two old cable posts are over there I showed you a couple of minutes ago, and that was 3 weeks ago. So this is what we're contending with now. It's fantastic. I like it. And the ground's very, very soft. I was using a prospecting pick before because it was like concrete. Now I've got the NX5, I can dig some plugs here, and we'll see what we can find from this old ferry crossing. And we might spend a couple of hours on this side of the river, then we'll cross the other side of the river where the cable ferry landed on that side, and see what's over there. Let's get into it. So over here somewhere is where the old cable posts were that I showed you. Oh, they're up there. Okay. I can see them up there. They're just visible over there. Oh, we'll go and have a look. I probably wouldn't have found these if this was my first visit to the site. There's the two old hardwood posts with the cable bolt holes in them. The plan today is to get down in here. It looks a bit easier up there actually. We might do it up in here. This is, oh yeah, this is doable. This is where the cables came up out of the river. So logically, if I go down through there, I should hit the point where the ferry actually landed on the bank, and that's, I guess, where I want to be. I'm not sure where the money changed hands. Could have been a little ticket office or something up here. We'll have a scratch around and see what we can find. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm heading down through this green tangle into the river. Just up in there, those two old cable posts. So the cables would have run down through here. As you can see, it's quite cool in here out of the sun, but it's very damp. Lots of mushrooms up there out in the sunny spots. I'll show you them in a minute, but this is where we're going down in here. Right, I've just come down through there. Didn't really get any signals, a couple of little iron grunts. So there's not many targets in here. The issue being, and this is the compromise of what I'm doing here, I've got the AT Max of the 5x8 because out there in the open area where I was a couple of weeks ago, there's a real target clutter and lots of iron infestation, so I've got a smaller core for that. The issue being that over 150, 200 years of floods through here, we could be dealing with 2 or 3 feet of silt. I don't really know what the level of this bank was in the 1880s. So maybe I do need a big coil, which is going to be an issue because of the target clutter up in that other area, but through here it's fine. But you've got to expect there's a lot of silt deposition with all the flooding that goes on, but there would be a lot of erosion and scouring too. This is an outer curve, so this would be pretty heavily scoured through here, I would think, in a flood. I don't really know, but this is all just guesswork. But anyway, we'll just see what targets we can get. But if we ping any old targets, like 1800s type targets, then I'll know that that's an area where there hasn't been too much deposition. I mean, that coin I got earlier on, the silver sixpence, I think it was a 46 or a 48 or something. So that's, I mean, in the end, that's 60 years ago. But there's been a lot of floods since then. But deeper deposition, I'm not really sure until we start pinging some older targets. Oh, this one's an 81. It's pretty compact. And I don't think it's very deep. So we'll just cut this plug in what is essentially weeds. Oh, what do we got? That's the 81. Fortunately, it's a bit of modern alloy. Looks like a piece of old, actually looks like a wing off an old toy aeroplane or something, I'm not really sure.